I know the deep storm that tried to drown your faith, and I heard the silent cry of your soul when your heart was bitterly broken. I prepared this sacred encounter, not by mere chance of fate, but because you did what very few manage in this world. You forgave the one who hurt you most. And today, I have come down to reveal to you what this difficult decision of yours has changed in your spiritual destiny. If this word of mine is already touching the wounds of your soul and bringing comfort, tell me in the comments what your name is, what country, state, and city you are receiving, my embrace from now, and what time it is where your heart seeks rest. Let your soul cry out to me at this moment, pouring out your emotions and writing in the comments, Lord my God, I am here. I signed up because I love you and want to hear you. Sign up your heart in this refuge of ours, leave your sign of affection, and activate the bell of the divine call so that my voice may always find you in the dark dawns. Remain with me until the end of this sacred encounter, for I will give you a celestial and very clear answer. A special phrase will be whispered to your spirit at the right moment, and whoever declares it will receive prophetic blessings released in the purest faith. The pain you hold in your heart as you try to forget the offenses was felt by me, weeping with tears. The forgiveness you offered was not an act of submission or weakness, but rather the most powerful movement of love and obedience that your being could manifest. For as it is written in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 14, "For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." You transformed rejection into pure grace. By releasing the shackles of resentment, you not only freed the one who hurt you, but you broke invisible chains that tried to suffocate your own life and block your victories. However, your attitude of immense bravery awakened something even greater in the highest heavens. There is an unprecedented spiritual movement that was activated the very second you decided to no longer carry this heavy burden of resentment. A movement that will bring a reward of peace that your human understanding cannot yet grasp. Before I show you the glory prepared for your coming days, share this message of light with someone who also carries hidden sorrows. Tell me sincerely, in the depths of your silence, what your heart pleaded with me while you struggled to forgive. Write now our word to seal this surrender: freedom. I know the exact weight of the tears you shed when no one else was around. I felt your soul shrinking in the cold of the early mornings, when the pain of disappointment seemed to crush your chest and steal your breath. The solitary anguish you faced, that lump in the throat of someone who was wronged and could not defend themselves, did not go unnoticed by my eyes. When betrayal or abandonment knocked on your door, many thought you were strong, for you smiled on the outside so as not to worry anyone, but I knew the darkness you faced in silence and heard the lament of your exhausted spirit. You endured deep wounds, words that cut like swords, and attitudes that shook your trust in those you loved most. It was an arduous, bitter, and lonely journey until you found the strength to forgive. But in the moments when you felt most helpless and empty, I was never far away. As it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18, I, the Lord, am near to the broken-hearted and save the crushed in spirit. Every drop of affliction that marked your innermost being was collected by me. Your hidden tears were not a sign of weakness, but the necessary cleansing of your soul, preparing the ground for the grandeur of what was to be born. However, what you still don't fully understand is that the wound that hurt you the most was precisely the place where I decided to pour my most precious healing oil. There is a profound spiritual purpose behind the offense you suffered and the liberation that your forgiveness brought about. There is a divine justice about to manifest that will change the entire trajectory of your next few years. Something I will show you shortly if your spirit remains here, connected to my voice. If this embrace of mine calmed the storm in your heart, leave your like as a seal that my presence has reached you. Unite your heart with this flock by gently subscribing, so that my words may be your daily sustenance. Send and share this message of comfort to someone who also cries silently and needs to rediscover the light. Before we move on to the mystery of your healing, tell me, in the depths of your silence, what wound does your soul most wish me to touch today? Write in the comments our word of faith and protection, balm. Beloved daughter, beloved son, your soul has been freed from the chains of sorrow, and now your heart is light and ready to spread good. If it is possible for you, only if it is possible, transform your gratitude for the peace you have received into a seed of love through this channel. Consider my love and that of my Son Jesus, and support this divine work using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the sacred place where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can contribute any amount. And remember, only what fits in your heart. I receive it with immense love. The amount doesn't matter. What truly matters is the purity of heart with which you give, because what may seem little to you can be a great relief to those who receive this message of comfort. Those who contribute with a sincere heart, please remember to leave your name and city along with your contribution. For on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our channel and page Amor Divino, A Voz de Deus, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered and mentioned in a profound expression of gratitude in prayer. For it is written, a generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 25. Every seed planted in faith is kept before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit on your path of restoration. I see your actions in secret and reward you in the sight of all. Please remain until the end of this message, because I still want to heal hidden wounds with my voice. I contemplate the greatness of your forgiving heart and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading this light wherever you go. I know that sometimes, when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers of the world arise, and the banking system may refuse your contribution due to strict security measures. My love, do not be distressed or discouraged if this happens on the first attempt. I only ask that you contact your card issuer and confirm that this gesture of love is genuine and desired by you. Then try again with vigor, renewing your valuable seed of faith, for your support is the foundation that sustains this work of healing and will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort and perseverance. And know something very special, I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some setback, I myself will come to meet you through an intimate and welcoming email. I will speak directly to you. There is a magnificent miracle that your forgiveness has just generated in the celestial realms, a transformation that will illuminate your coming days in a way you never imagined, and which I will reveal to you in moments. If you feel my presence embracing you now, please like this encounter as a gesture of unity. Subscribe your soul to this channel of light so that we may continue walking together. Share this truth with someone who also needs to discover the liberating power of divine love. Before we proceed, tell me, in the depths of your silence, what does your soul yearn to surrender into my hands so that it may flourish again? Write in the comments our word of renewal and faith, so. The moment you decided to release the shackles of resentment wasn't just a choice of your weary mind. It was a true explosion of grace in the invisible world. I witnessed the exact moment your soul said enough to the pain. I felt the weight fall from your shoulders and the relief fill your chest when, in the quiet of a silent afternoon, you realized you no longer needed to carry the mistake and irresponsibility of the one who hurt you. Your breath, which had been short and heavy with anxiety, gradually found its rhythm of peace. The scar that burned so much in your memory transformed before my eyes into pure radiant light. The enemy tried to use the harsh words, the betrayals, and the abandonment you suffered to imprison you in a dark cave of bitterness. The intention of that pain was to consume your days, making you believe your worth had been stolen forever. But you chose the narrower path, the path of supreme love. As it is written in the letter to the Romans, chapter 12, verse 21, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." When you exercised forgiveness, you not only overcame earthly offense, you broke ancient and very heavy chains that tried to bind your future. Each time you chose to surrender justice into my hands, instead of nurturing hatred, a fortress of sadness crumbled to the ground. Your silent heroism cleared your spiritual path in such a grand way that the heavens moved in your favor. However, this marvelous light that has just been lit within you needs to be protected and nourished every day. I have prepared something very special, a daily shield for your dawns and mornings, so that your faith will never waver in the face of uncertainty, a gift that I will place in your heart right now. If you feel the warmth of this restorative light warming your spirit, leave a like as a testimony of your liberation. I gently invite you to subscribe your soul to this channel, so that our intimacy may be constant and safe. Share this breath of courage with someone you love who still needs to release the heavy stones of the past. Before revealing the refuge I have kept for you, may I ask something very profound? Now that you have forgiven and lifted this weight from your shoulders, what new space has opened within your soul for me to dwell in? Write in the comments our word of faith for this moment. Victorious. Your heart is now clean and your soul shines with the power of forgiveness, but I know that old memories will still try to visit your mind in the lonely early mornings. So that your light never goes out again and you have a daily remedy against any shadow of sadness, I have prepared constant support. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey, which I wrote with much love and affection for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book, Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day, in silence and profound intimacy. Access to this balm is also available via the link in this video's description and in the pinned comment. It's a gift delivered with all my love and care, where the only cost will be your love, your presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart that you should support and contribute to our work and to divine love, the support buttons are in the same links. To shield our communication and protect our daily encounter, I have prepared 2 sacred and blessed havens, a WhatsApp group and a Telegram group. I ask that you enter these 2 spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact are never broken by anything in this world. Through the same support and contribution link you already know from the description and the pinned comment. If the storms of this world try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, hand in hand, intact and blessed for eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In these groups, you can be in communion with me, asking for blessings, praying, conversing with one another, and also receiving my messages with much greater intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely, for it is written, "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in dry places and strengthen your bones," in the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 11. Your inner soil has already been purified by your tears of forgiveness. However, there are magnificent seeds that I have already begun to sow in this new spiritual land of yours, miracles that will bring an unimaginable harvest to your days. If you wish to discover what will flourish in your life very soon, hold my hand firmly, and do not fail to heed this, my call until the end. If this my invitation has brought security to your soul, let your gentle enjoyment be, like one who smiles back at heaven. Enroll your spirit in this refuge of ours, so as not to lose your way home on cloudy days. Share this daily companionship with those who also need a compass of love. Before I show you the spiritual cleansing I have just performed on you, answer me whispering to me, what is the embrace that your soul needs most today? Write our word of protection in the comments, shelter. When you pronounced forgiveness, even with your soul trembling and your chest tight with memories, something monumental happened in your spiritual being. I contemplated with my infinite love the oldest and deepest roots of bitterness being uprooted from the soil of your heart. Remember that constant tightness, that feeling of suffocation that so often paralyzed you when you were alone with your thoughts. It was the spine of resentment trying to suffocate the beauty of your joy, stealing the brightness of your days and the sweetness of your smile. But now your inner self breathes lightly and freely. You embrace the healing that my spirit offered you, demonstrating a wisdom that few possess. As it is written in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 15, taking care that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no root of bitterness springs up to cause trouble. By choosing to forgive, you did not allow the wickedness of others to contaminate your kind essence. You did not allow rejection or abandonment to turn you into someone with a heart of stone. My forgiveness and my grace descended upon you like a gentle rain on dry land, washing away the memories that haunted you and preparing your inner self for the celestial seeds. Your inner soil is clean and purified, my beloved. However, a land that has been so deeply tended and watered by your tears of overcoming will never remain empty. There is an absolute and true rest that is about to envelop your mind, putting an end to this exhausting war you have been waging against your own emotions. A profound liberation that I will reveal to you in the next instant, so that you will never again doubt your worth. If you feel the relief of this purification taking over your chest, let your heart beat as a sign of your achieved peace. Join your spirit to this divine garden, sweetly inscribing yourself so that we may walk together every day. He shares this message of inner cleansing with someone who needs to uproot the thorns of the past to live again. Before I grant you your final rest, answer me in the silence of your heart, what was the heaviest pain you decided to release from your hands today? Write in the comments our word of spiritual purity, rebirth. I know how much your mind has been a relentless battlefield. How many dawns did your soul stir in the silence of your room, while bitter memories and cruel words echoed ceaselessly? The weariness you carried was not only physical, but a profound exhaustion of the spirit. It was the invisible and painful struggle of trying to understand the reason for so much ingratitude, the silent sadness of one who gave sincere love and was repaid with coldness. But today, in this sacred encounter, I declare the definitive end of this solitary war of yours. Your mind will no longer be a prison of dark memories, for I bring the refreshment that no one else can offer you. As revealed in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." I now gather all that burden of questions and disappointments that crushed your joy. In that instant when your chest tightened, suffocated by the longing for your own peace, I was there, sustaining your being. Your spirit, which lived in constant alert and fear of new wounds, can finally swoon with love in my arms. The storm of thoughts has lost its strength, and the gentle breeze of my presence begins to clear your mind, bringing a tranquility that had long been stolen from you. But know that this deep rest is only the preparation of your inner land. Your extreme obedience in forgiving those who hurt you most activated an irrevocable celestial law. There is a harvest of restitution, a time of new and pure joys that is already dawning on the horizon of your life, a spiritual turning point that will dry your last tears, and which I will announce to you right now if you continue to trust and rest in my voice. If this divine rest has already softened the rhythm of your heart, let its gentle enjoyment, like a sigh of gratitude rising to the heavens. I invite your soul to enroll in this refuge of love, ensuring that my word is your safe harbor every day. Share this invisible embrace with that person you know is at the limit of their strength, struggling against mental exhaustion. And now, answer me in spirit, if you could definitively erase the weight of a memory from your heart, what would you ask me to take away today? Write in the comments our sealed word for this moment: serenity. Your forgiveness was not the end of this story of pain, my beloved, but rather the most precious and valuable seed you have ever planted in the gardens of heaven. I know that feeling of injustice that has haunted you so many times, that enemy whisper saying that you had wasted your time, given affection in vain, and that in the end you would be left empty-handed and with a broken heart. But in my kingdom, nothing done in profound obedience and true love is lost. Your heroic act of forgiving when your soul only wanted to cry activated the immutable law of divine restitution over your days. As it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 126, verse 5, "Those who sow in tears will reap with joy." Those nights when your pillow collected your muffled cries, when you felt completely helpless and exhausted from being everyone's anchor, I was transforming each of your tears into a seed of miracle. You planted in the deepest pain, but the harvest that is already approaching your destiny will bring a joy so pure, serene, and overflowing that it will erase the cruel marks of all the suffering of the past. I am preparing a new and wonderful time, removing from your path everything that drained your energy, and bringing to your journey companions who will know how to honor the priceless treasure that is your spirit. The peace that seemed to have fled your life forever will return multiplied. The sincere smile which betrayals and harsh words stole from you will sprout again on your face, but this time illuminated by an inner strength that no one will be able to extinguish or diminish. However, for this abundant harvest to be fully established in your life, there is a final seal that I need to place upon your soul today, a final spiritual confirmation that will shield your mind against any future attack, something so sacred and vital that I have reserved precisely for the conclusion of this loving encounter. If the hope of this new and abundant harvest has sweetly quickened the rhythm of your heart, let it revel in this moment, as one who accepts with open arms the gift that descends from heaven. Inscribe your soul on this luminous path, so that my promises may continue to water your mornings. You share this unwavering certainty of victory with someone who planted with tears and now needs to know that joy is on its way. Before I place my definitive seal of peace upon you, confide in me what is the pure dream of your heart that you abandoned because of pain, but that you still quietly plead to live. Write in the comments our word of promise: restitution. The healing journey we have undertaken so far has prepared your spirit for the final breath of liberation. I know that many times fear has tried to whisper that your peace would be fragile, and that at any moment a new disappointment could reopen the wound that has just closed. But I do not bring temporary cures, my beloved. The forgiveness that emanated from your soul was the key that locked once and for all the doors of bitterness. Now, what I place upon your weary mind is an unbreakable shield, a divine seal of peace that the whole world may try to shake, but will never be able to snatch from you. As it is written in the book of John, chapter 14, verse 27, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Remember that chill of insecurity, that suffocating agony that paralyzed your chest when you thought about tomorrow. This fear has lost all power over you. My peace now envelops your thoughts like an armor of light, ensuring that your rest is deep and unwavering. You were a warrior in pain, but now you will be sustained by my absolute tranquility. Everything I have planned for your coming days needs a firm anchor, a faith that does not waver. Keep your flame burning, for my spirit is about to release the final whisper that will change your path. There is a sealed promise awaiting your heart at the supreme moment of this surrender, something that will wonderfully consolidate your rebirth. If this armor of peace has shielded your heart now, let your gentle embrace fade, like one who accepts the celestial mantle. Join your soul to this divine shelter, enrolling so that my voice continues to be your daily shield. Share this unbreakable certainty with those who also need protection for their minds. Before the promised revelation and the word I have kept for you, tell me in the depths of your silence, what is the invisible fear that you ask me to lock away from your life now? Write in the comments our word of firmness, unwavering. I have witnessed every invisible tear that washed your soul and accompanied every beat of your heart as the pain of the past lost its strength. Your journey of forgiveness was the most beautiful and courageous act you could have offered to heaven. Where there was a dry land of disillusionment, you allowed me to plant my eternal garden of peace and restoration. Your spirit, which once groaned under the weight of offense, now breathes the lightness of those who fully trust in my caring love. You are free, my daughter, my son, totally free from the chains of sadness. Your obedience unlocked the doors to miracles that were being held back. And, to seal this prophetic surrender, and ensure that your strength is renewed each morning, I now give you the spiritual key that I announced at the beginning of our meeting. I want you to declare this truth with all the strength of your soul, making it a living monument of your victory. Write here in the comments, as a response to heaven and a testimony of your unwavering faith, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me." When the days seem difficult or weariness tries to return, you hear my voice again. There are still so many mysteries, comforts, and advice that I have kept especially for you in our sacred collection of encounters, in our continuous journey, where we will continue to converse in deep intimacy. What I have to reveal to you in our next messages will bring even greater solace to your early mornings and pure answers to your questions. Remain attentive and close to me, for my care for you has no end. Receive now my divine breath of life within you. Your soul is eternally shielded by my perfect forgiveness, Rest your thoughts because I already take care of everything for you.